Action. We are live now. They are What? Okay. Child, y'all, I done got a new phone and it's giving me all the issues. Hold up. Here we go. Come on. All right, done. I'm done, sweetie. I am done. Everybody come on in. It's Day Unjoined. Hi, Love Bug. And it is the latest edition of I miss I really do miss You Got McDonald's Money. It's coming because I usually say that in the beginning of that show. But this is the latest edition of the comments. Welcome everybody. It's a brand new week, new topics. We just waiting for Dex to pop on. How is everybody doing today? I saw my daddy just pulled up Sweet Tea 48. Hey everybody. TJ Madison, Pinnacle Girl. Hi everybody. Okay, and we are just waiting for Dex to pop on. Give him this invite. There we go. All right. Everybody, thanks for pulling up. We're finally back on our original day, which is it's supposed to be Mondays, but y'all know we on CPT, so it could be anywhere from Monday to Wednesday. But thank y'all for pulling up. Hey, everybody checking in. Oh, damn, here go the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Entertain me. Hey, Loanne McCaskill. Hey, Boo. Entertain me. All right, Dex, I see you up here. Now, where you at, sweetie? I don't know about y'all. You ever have somewhere you just be feeling real ugly? I got in front of this camera like 3 times. I said, well, what's going on? Let me adjust. Okay, change the hairband. Helped a little bit, but we all have days where we're just not feeling it, right? Hey, ugly, how you doing?
Hey there, Latoya. How's it going?
I'm good. Is it me or you sound really desperate. Distant. Oh, wait a minute, it was me. Hello. Can you talk one
Can
more
you hear me
again,
now?
Jeff? Yes, I hear you good now. It must have just been
Can you hear me
me.
now?
You sound great. I just don't think I had it turned all the way up for the simple fact I just got I had to get a replacement phone today. Well, it got here today. So all afternoon I've been trying to
Wait,
you know,
wait. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor and just give us some claps in the comments. Toya has had the same phone since 2017. It is
and
time
that's a
for
lie.
I'm so proud of you, and it's crazy because you just sent me something in the chat, and you were like, "Well, why are people celebrating?" And I said, "Because they haven't updated their phones." And you are those people. I am so happy for you. Toya got a new phone.
Sweetie, I had a phone last year, a new
A
phone
new.
last year.
I don't
Yes.
remember that.
And you've seen it. You know me, I'll hang on to a phone for forever until I can't use it no more.
I, I look at them. They clapping in the comments.
No, my phone was, it's just like it started to have a charge issue. So I had to go to, of course, get it set up, take it to the place to go get it fixed. They were like, oh, it's a motherboard issue. I'm like, well, what the hell is a damn motherboard? And we can't fix it. So the phone finally gets here today. And finally, the last step I need to do is switch over the SIM card, but everything else it's pretty much set up.
They're asking if you have an iPhone or an
Now don't play. You know I'm Team Android
yeah,
for the time being.
she has those green bubbles that I hate. Like
Yeah.
crazy when me and Toya text each other, we don't actually text the phone. We like text through Instagram because I can't stand.
Are you okay?
I be like, don't. I be like, I'm not gonna send her a message on her phone. I'm gonna send it through Instagram, and it'd be like, hey, give me a call, like stuff that you actually should not be Instagram. You should be texting this person, but I refuse.
No, and we're still going to do that because iPhone. No, Android is still sick of iPhone, and for whatever reason, they won't let us see video that y'all trying to send us.
Hey, like when we try to send each other videos and stuff, there is this thing that happens with either one. If you're an Android and you send it to an iPhone, or an iPhone you send it to an Android, they'll like distort your videos. I hate.
That's the thing I hate the most about it. Entertain me, Team Android. And here's the thing, it's funny because I've always been more so team Android because they give you more bang for your buck. We all know how iPhone be. You get a call, you get a new phone 5 months later, you hard to get a new one.
I mean, you're upgrading.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to upgrade. I don't want to have to upgrade every year. Okay.
Wait, for the Samsung, they're at 22. So I used to work at Verizon, and I remember Verizon and Sprint, and I remember when I left, they were on like the S9. The fact that they're at 22 now, they just as bad as the damn iPhones.
I would say the only real difference, I mean, some of the apps, I guess, are a bit different. Some of the features, like today, it's so funny, but just like you said, me and you were texting, and I was like, why is this relevant? I'm looking at the picture, like, what is the issue? Then I realized it was an iPhone, and you know, when you get codes sent to your phone, supposedly, like, I guess an iPhone, it didn't always populate and then would auto add it to whatever you're looking for. But I guess now, recently, that's a thing.
Like, I think it started because of the pandemic, because I remember seeing this in like 2020 where it's like a patch update and you can do it. And I think that's because so many of us were working from home and you were getting those codes sent to your phone, and it's difficult to try to write that stuff down. So it's like they were just kind of like putting it in there, which I think is a really good like update.
Well, it's about time. Welcome.
Look,
Because what we not gonna do is sit up here and act like it might be the #1 company in the world right now, or at least in US, but we not gonna act like they be doing the bullshit. We not gonna act like it. Both Droids and iPhones have amazing features, just some get them sooner than the other.
and better on the iPhone.
You hear the do you hear the car on the outside?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay, somebody's alarm went off. Child, before we started, the girl started blasting the music upstairs. I was like, this is going to be a day.
From my old apartment when we would do the show, or we would be scheduled to do the show, and I'd be like, we can't do it today because like her music literally comes through the floor.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yes. But come on, everybody, come on. EC McLean 40, she says she refuses to get an iPhone. So I'm never going to say that because I really have no real loyalty to none of them. So if somebody want to come and hook a bitch up with a free iPhone, I'm here. But until then, I will constantly invest my money in the Droid because I feel like you get a bit more bang for your buck there.
Speaking of that, though, I did decide that I think I'm going to switch my cell phone carrier. I have, well, now I have T-Mobile, but I had Sprint, and they just switched to T-Mobile without asking for my permission or anything like that. And me here, but like, you know, we as Americans, like, we've complained a lot about our rights being stolen from us and like, like, you know, respecting us and stuff. But this merger happened between Sprint and T-Mobile, and we didn't say anything. We were just like, okay. Like, we just, and it's a crazy, the same people who are screaming and yelling about masks and all that kind of stuff like that, you're infringing on my rights, you're taking away my stuff. Nobody said anything. It was really just like, okay, cool. We're now T-Mobile customers. That's a problem.
Well, like you said, you came up with the solution. Fixing up, find another provider.
T-Mobile is notorious for not having the best service too.
I know.
T-Mobile is known to be like, you get what you pay for type of situation. Getting
okay.
And it's basically paying my Sprint bill. My bill didn't change, but I'm getting T-Mobile service.
Really? Well, see, on my, do you pay through your phone though, right?
You do like the leasing thing. They make you do the leasing thing, but I'm saying, like, you know how like if you switch over, you would assume they'd be like, okay, well, this is our new billing plan. You got to switch over, and it should be cheaper. It's not. I still pay the amount that I paid at Sprint.
Yeah.
Charge me the same. Don't give me no better, worse service.
Well, maybe they're going to use whatever Sprint towers pop up, because lately, I mean, I've been with T-Mobile. It's been for the past year and some change now. So it's been that since then, I believe. It's been, the merger has gone down. So since I've gotten it, I haven't really, knock on wood, had too much issues with T-Mobile's T-Mobile service. So maybe with the whatever the combination, they were able to use more of Sprint's towers. I don't know how this ish work, but I haven't had any issues.
I'm going to Verizon this weekend. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Have fun over there, child. I mean, honestly, Verizon does have really great service, but
I was paying for one cell phone line. Your head would spin around you. You'd be shocked. One phone, I pay $140 a month.
That's right, but but part of it is because they tie in the fees when you lease the phones. That's why I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate it. I just want to pay my $25 for unlimited everything, and that's it. I don't want no sneakiness happening. Excuse me?
$25.
Yeah. That's what happens when you just pay buy your phone.
Yeah, but
and get a good insurance plan, so when it messes up, they send you another one out for free.
But for me, for the phone to buy, we're talking about this. To buy the phone flat, they want it's like a little over $1,000, and I just can't do it. If I pay flat out $1,000, right, and I own this phone, when the new phone comes out and I'm gonna want that one, I have to do it again. Like, you never pay off the phone fully unless you pay it off.
Now, why do you have to get the new one the next year? That's what I want to know. Well, no, they kind of make you do it now, right?
They don't necessarily make you, but they make it easy for you to do it, though.
See, that's the scam. Now, here's the thing. I want to just big ups to Droid that much, or Samsung that much, because I was like, oh, well, no, they're good, but this is the very first time in all the years I've had Droids that I had to return, and just a little bit over the year, get a new phone. So if they keep this bullshit up, who knows? Again, no real loyalty. I'll go anywhere.
Well, let me say this, and then we can get into our local news. The reason, I'm gonna you know me. As soon as the new phone comes out, I jump on it. I get it.
Yeah.
Only time I didn't do that was last year. I didn't get a new phone last year, right? And the day after my wedding, my phone crashed, and that God telling me, don't try to change. Always get the new phone. Stick to your guns.
Stick to your guns. Yeah. Stick to them. Get the new phone.
Today we were in the group chat, right? And they were talking about something in the chat. And I have all the receipts and all the proof of my phone, and I lost it all because of that. I still had some receipts, but I had very limited receipts. And I hate not having receipts.
That was weird that your phone did that, for it to be working the entire time, and you didn't
no water
anyway, no water, no damage.
I wasn't in nobody's water in Mexico.
Well, please, until after. And Dexter, do you want to tell them why you weren't in any water?
Yeah, I can do that. I think I said it on here. I had a unit, a hair unit.
Yes, you did. So, guys, for the if anybody's thinking about getting a man unit, you might want to avoid the water.
Well, they do say that you can get it wet, but for me, I just wasn't taking no chances.
Not on my wedding day, I'm not. This man wig has to stay in place, and it was shown on the day that it rained. Dex did not. We were sitting. It was like the welcoming reception, right? Damn, we need to do Dexico again. But anyways, the rain started coming down out of nowhere. Dex, but I turned to the side. Dex booked it to the
Imagine paying all this money to get this done just for photographs, and then the day before you're supposed to actually have it, it gets real. That would. I wouldn't know what to do. I would be okay, well, I guess.
And you did good, because I'm surprised you didn't stay in your room, because it was hot as hell in Mexico. So with the sweat, that thing ain't lift. Give a shout out to who did your install for you.
Oh yeah, my barber Garfield. He does an amazing job with it, so he really does.
Oh, okay, all right. So guys, if you need your units, hit up Garfield. But speaking of units, really quickly, did you hear? Hey, SL Bro 70. Did you see the recent trend of men doing their own units at home? Like the ladies, when we sit there and install our own weaves, they're doing it themselves.
I think they should.
Okay. Would you be so bold as to try it again and do your own install?
No, I don't think I don't want to. I wouldn't do it again. Like I don't. I only did it for that thing because I know how to take pictures and stuff like that. But no, I would have no interest in wearing one again. If I did though, I would absolutely try to learn how to do it myself. That it's like $500. Like it's very expensive. Like so, I could totally understand why a person would want to do it.
Yeah, I'd be I mean, well, the girls are getting wigs.
The girls are paying a lot of money because they're paying for the hair. With guys, it's not really the hair you're paying for. You're paying for the labor.
So, fellas, you might, I mean, go ahead. It might be good if you're interested to go ahead to a shop, get an install, check, look like take notes as they're doing it. And then your next one, try to do it yourself because, I mean, the girls, they spending $1,000 pluses on wigs. I mean, do y'all on custom wigs? If y'all want to come on this game, come on, enter it. But I don't know. It's something about it. I can't do it. We're going to rock out with the little strands we got working. All right, let's get into it. Not too much local news. I mean, a lot of stuff is always happening. But last week we jumped on and told you guys, please make sure on 4/18 we are going to have the mask mandates are back. You see me? I'm trying to report but be nosy at the same time. Looking out the window. But the mask mandates were put back into place for the Philadelphia region. Lo and behold, that started on Monday. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. The city said, we're just playing.
I was talking to my dad about this, and I was like, I think this is really dangerous. And I think when you do stuff like that, you've already told these people that they won. So, like, at this point, just give it up. It's over with. It's done. We're not going to go.
You.
It's over.
I just feel as though, I mean, they are looking at other countries, especially it seems like a lot of the first stuff happens in China, and then they want to see how it, spreads. And I think the last big one we heard about, we were like, oh, it's coming back around. But then they were like, all right, cool. Well, it's not as deadly, so we'll just keep it moving.
It really doesn't matter. Like, you've lost the people. Like, even the people who were trying to hold on to it and stuff like that, like, you've lost them. Like, like, it's completely over. Like, yeah, still wear your mask if you want to, but, like, let it be up to people at this point. You can't do a mandate. Like, it just...
No. I think the only time they should really do mandates is maybe, again, give it some time, see what it's doing. And if it looks like it's offing people again, left and right, then of course, go ahead and enforce the mandates. But if it's not that, just let it go. All the confusion, it causes distrust with, the government, even more distrust because it's like, well, y'all don't know what y'all got going. Why should we follow you? It's Dayan said, yeah, I'm all confused. They need to get themselves together. I'm disabled. This issue is just too much.
E.C. McLean said the bird flu was...
Child, it's always going to be something.
Just, yeah.
Y'all just got to be careful out there. Do what's best for you. I don't think, but I will say, I mean, I said it. I'm very laxed with my mask, but in the height of cold and flu season, I had that on a regular basis because really I'm just trying to protect myself from overall of everything. If the mask works, sometimes they work, but if I'm out having a good time and nobody else in the room with no mask on, mine might come off, and that's just what it is.
I mean, overall, like, I never caught COVID. Like, I was one of the lucky ones who never caught COVID at all. So, like, I'm really big on, like, just kind of being careful, like, general. So, like, I do still wear the mask and all that kind of stuff like that. And honestly, I really don't like to be out in public anymore. Like, the pandemic has really ruined that for me. Like, the violence in the city, honestly. Like, I just, when I can go out and I'll be out, but when it starts to get dark, I start to head back in the house.
Dexter, don't be like that. Don't let this news scare you out here. It's not, honestly, and I just, like I said, we kind of talked about this last week, and I was on that realm.
Not just the news, though. Like, I see it. I see it happening. I see people robbing people, killing people, and stuff like that at night. And they do it during the day, too, but, like, you can't
they do.
You can't lock yourself in the house completely, but, like, I'm like, I don't need it. Like, I don't need to be out for that long period of time. I'm very good on it. Like,
listen. Well, wait, you could have had it and been asymptomatic, and that could have been a thing too. Okay. All right. So I'll say this. From what I've known, I've never had it, but the way everybody named Mama was getting it, I probably did have it and
But
didn't fucking realize
I've
it.
been sick, not even a cold or nothing like that. Like I have superhero blood, so not I don't none of that affected me. Dexter, get out and about. I will until the sun starts going down, and then I'm going back in the house.
No, you said, okay, so if anybody want to offer Dexter a check for an event, for what you say, an appearance after a certain hour, send that over to me because I'll pull up.
So we could do a split appearance fee. Like during the day, I will
No.
show, and then when the sun starts to go down a little bit, Latoya will come in and she will get shot up with y'all at night. Not me.
Don't say that.
But like she'll bring her bulletproof vest and she'll risk it with y'all. I won't.
Well, I will be out in these streets. I'm not going to be fear monger.
This Saturday, I did it again. Like I was out, and then I saw that it got like dark. I said, "Okay, let me go." And you know what I did? I really enjoyed watching y'all go out and have a good time on Saturday night. It was so much fun for me. I felt like I was there, but I won't be there.
So what you do Saturday? Because you told me you was alone and you got mad when I went on my race talking about why you ain't asking me to go.
And the race was during the day when I was allowed to be out too.
But you already had plans. So what's up? Look, we talking personal business. We talk. We letting them know what's going on inside our house. Hi, sweetie 3509. Thank you for pulling up, baby, to see us. God, now that I'm looking at stuff, I guess a little, I don't want to beat this out, but a little Will Smith update. So recently he was spotted in Mumbai, India. I'm assuming he's going there for some clarity, probably some, meditation, probably in some type of resort to get over whatever it is or just to help him with his mental health. So I applaud him for that. And then the update, I guess Mrs. Rock, Chris Rock's mother, did an interview, and she basically said she doesn't accept Will Smith's apology, and that that's all. You're entitled to that. That is your son. And she said, when you hurt my baby, you hurt me. And I understand that as a mother. So, but go ahead.
But when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, he did not slap you, old lady. Like, you sound crazy. Stop saying that. Shut up. And also, like, when I saw them say that Will Smith went to India to clear his mind after the situation, I'm like, shut up. Like, shut up. Don't say another word to me. Shut up. Don't send this to my phone anymore. This is getting... It was ridiculous before. Now it's just stupid.
Yes.
Guess what? I'm having a lot of mental issues about bed. Like, I literally tell you, I run in the house. When it gets dark outside, I run in the house. Like, that's not normal. Like, that is insane. And I do that. And guess what? I can't go to India to clear my mind to make me feel better about this. Stop it. It's enough.
You can empty out the bank account and go pull up to Will.
And then do what? Like, go to India, and it's not gonna make me feel no better. Like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, when I go back home, I'll stay out after dark. No, it's over. Stop.
It's done. I kind of wanted to just fully go away, or at least not hear anything else about it until Will and Chris Rock have sat down themselves and said, everything's cool, but even like I can't hear all of the other stuff going on. Like, it doesn't matter at this point what anybody else has to say except for the two parties involved and the entanglement.
We're literally reaching for stories at this point. Like, we're literally like, he was spotted out in India. Like, what? Come on.
You know why I think they're doing it? Because it's a slow news day. Because we really have a lot to do.
I mean, the one story I did see that I was really interested in, and I have a lot of like feelings about this, and I'm really curious to see what you and everybody else has to say about this, with Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Yes, $44 billion.
So when I first heard it, I'm like, my friend was like, why is nobody talking about these gas prices anymore? Like, nobody's talking about the gas prices, and nobody's talking about the war in Ukraine anymore. And I'm like, it's like now people are talking about Elon buying Twitter. And I was like, I really have no thoughts on that at all. Like, I don't care about him buying Twitter. I don't know what that means. Then I start to think about it. And I'm thinking about the ulterior motives that's happening here, because why would anybody need to own Twitter? Like, why would you need to go and purchase Twitter? Like, to me, there's one thing with like flexing your money, like I can do this, I got the money to do that, but it also, like, I'm looking at it like there may be ulterior motives with this, like,
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
that level of control, like that to me is really suspicious. And
Yes.
like, I'm like, oh, I don't care. It's like, you probably should care though, because this is
No.
are utilizing, so you should really know like why he wants to do it. Like, is he trying to do something to sell like our information or something like that? Like, what is it? Like, why are you doing that?
So supposedly they were saying a part of it is he hates all the censorship stuff going on. So if he owns it, takes part of it, apparently it's going to be a free for all on Twitter like it used to be back in the early days. But I feel like that's just a cover, and it's definitely more to the situation going on at hand.
But right there, though, I think that's exactly what it is, the censorship portion of it. Like, I totally agree what it is. But if you think about it, if I go on my Twitter right now and I scroll the timeline, it's porn on there. Like, you will see porn pop up on my very, not as censored as people try to make you think that it is. But then again, if you look on the flip side of it, there are a lot of people, like outside of Donald Trump, who are banned from Twitter, like big political.
Yeah. I was going to let you back on.
Stuff like that is what kind of makes me, it's like alarming to me, because Twitter actually bans people who promote hate speech and ban like are sending like derogatory messages and stuff like that, child pornography, like those or who are banned. So when you're saying you want to take away the censorship, what exactly are you talking about?
Thank you. So all we can do, go ahead.
No, it's those people. But one little political note on Donald Trump, he did announced a couple months ago that he's going to release his own social media platform called the Truth Net. I think it's called the Truth Network or something like that. And they said with this announcement of Elon Musk buying Twitter, the stocks and like the percentages and the interest in Donald Trump's Truth Network have declined. So,
didn't you try this before?
They asked Donald if he's yes, he did. They asked Donald if he's going to go back to Twitter now, and he said no, because he wants to push his own social media platform.
Go ahead and push it.
Buy Twitter.
Huh?
He would have been better off just trying to buy Twitter, because nobody's buying your platform. And I guess
I guess he ain't had that Elon money, and I think EC McLean got on here earlier and said, "Oh, I guess Twitter blocked Elon Musk." So that's some rich power. Oh, you gonna block me? I'll buy you.
But truthfully though, with that kind of stuff, when they block them, it's like Donald Trump. Like if he could buy it or whatever. But there's a reason behind why they blocked you. It's something that you're holding, that it's like this actually kind of goes against, you know, what's happening. And wait, who just said that? Black Showman. I don't care nothing about what Sean King said. I even if Sean King said Dax and Latoya the best show in the world, I'd be like, he's lying.
I'm good. I'm good. But people were saying, I did read like a few comments when it like came out on different sources, and people were saying, so are you going to give back with the people that you want? Are you going to give back Farrakhan and Riz Islam's Twitters? Because I guess apparently they have been shut down. We do know them. They are very pro-black. I don't want to go as far as to say anti-white, but
no, they're very radical. Just they're radical. Yeah.
So I'm just saying with this, Southern Girl 7777, my boo says we are in big trouble with this move. That it's just that, because here's the thing, he owns it. It's going to be privatized again, but it's really up to the people to keep it going. Like, people you do have the option. You can unsubscribe and maybe down the line something else would be created, but the people are the ones who keep it going. And if you are going to unblock the what do they call it? The January Sixers and like everybody who had been, been banned for racist tirades or the case may be, then you just have to let everybody back on. And that's the thing. But now that's going to be hard because it's definitely a private company owned by him. So it's up to the people at this point if you will be a continued Twitter user or you're not going to be. I mean, I have a Twitter, but I'm barely on it. But go ahead.
I just think just overall, like we see Donald Trump on TV said that he thinks that they should go storm the Capitol. So just imagine, TV reaches a large amount of people, but Twitter's going to reach more people than a television program can. Because if you weren't watching it, you didn't see it. That tweet is going to. So when Donald Trump gets back on there, which I'm sure he will, and say he tweets something like that again, then what?
Thank you. It's nothing you can.
Nobody on Twitter is going to be held accountable for it. They're just going to say like, "Oh, he did it, so it's him." But you guys put that influence out there.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Hey, Dat0417, how you doing, baby? Nona Britton said it almost T59. What does that mean? Am I out of the lingo? Nona, let us know exactly what that means.
I know, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, really quick before we get into it, I wanted to say congratulations, my baby sister. She went on a prom this past weekend. And I will be posting pictures of the event, but I'm so proud of my baby girl. She goes to prom, or we got orientation. She'll be a Penn State student. So I feel like she's I'm in mommy mode. I'm not a mom, but a lot of times with my siblings, because I've changed the majority of all of their diapers, I'm like, not my baby.
It's really funny that you mentioned prom to Penn State. Shout out to Penn State. I went to Penn State for grad school, so I think it's a phenomenal school. Prom. You know, I was actually all ready and set to go to prom. Like, I was going to go, my wife works at the school, and I was going to go to prom with her. I was super excited about it. You know, I was renting the limousine now. I was going to get, I was doing the whole thing as if it was my prom. You know, they sent out a notice that said you can't bring outside guests to prom because of COVID. COVID is gone.
It's done. Stop.
Let me go to prom.
So your wife had to go and work it.
It didn't happen yet, but she still has to, yeah. But I can't go.
I ain't gonna do that, but the kids that's some BS because
I think so.
And it was so funny because my sister, it wasn't even her prom. It was a girlfriend of hers, and they just went together. So that's stupid. And 9 times out of 10, that's what a lot of kids do now. So how they not gonna have that stipulation for kids, but the adults? What?
And the kids can bring whoever they want to bring, and I'm like, well, maybe somebody want to bring me. I want to go to prom. This is ridiculous. I planned out my outfit and everything. I want to go. This is ridiculous. I'm pissed. I'm actually really pissed about it.
When you can organize an adult prom, and we can make it happen, make it do what it do.
I'm not doing it. I want to go to a prom where okay, this is my real thing. I want to go to prom where you know how we went to prom, we didn't have no money. We were depending on our parents for money. I want to go to prom and be the one with the money. I want to be the one with the prom, and I didn't have money to these kids. So I would have killed it if I would have had the best outfit on. I would have had the best car that I would have rented. I would have won. I would have ate these kids up, and that's what I wanted. And now I can't do it. But I ate the regular prom too.
Show up to my prom as a chaperone, and your goal is to do better than us. You're getting dumped in a parking lot.
I was gonna get a Rolls Royce, a limousine Rolls Royce or something like that. Yeah.
Pop.
Nope, I don't care.
Pop.
I was gonna get
in there and assist and be a chaperone like everybody else is there. All the other adults there. You're doing too much. Your goal is really to trump these kids.
You know what? Maybe I will host an adult prom.
I love stuff like that.
Would y'all go? Maybe I'll do that as a birthday party thing.
I think people would do that. It's I feel like adult proms were a thing a little while ago, but it kind of went away. But after COVID, I mean, they say it's still here, but you know what we say. This is the time to do it. Start these adult proms. Come on.
An adult prom themed birthday party.
Oh, and think about that. With the adult prom, you can have liquor. You can bring your smoke.
Yeah.
But if you do coke in the bathroom, don't let us know. If we call the cops on you, you will be arrested on site. Your coke habit, that's your own thing. Don't bring it out here.
I think I'm gonna start putting this together.
I think it should go. I feel like a lot of people tried it a while ago, but I guess, people are like, oh, it's expensive. But I know people who did it a few years ago that everybody just put on prom attire and they showed up at Whole Foods.
So, let's just take a quick vote, guys. This is just for me and my or whatever. Do you guys a trip out of the country for the birthday, or should I do an adult prom trip?
So you want our people to plan your birthday?
I tell you, they have good ideas.
I worked for VIP Formal Wear during my prom, so I had the latest tux, fresh and sewing machine. Go ahead, Black Showman. Black Showman was with it. Ashley Scott said it will be one in September in Lancaster. Oh, Ashley, send over that information so we can do some recon.
I want one.
Come on, do it, man.
I want to be the prom king. So if I did it for my birthday party, I would be announced as prom king, and then they would sing happy birthday to me.
Ain't we supposed to vote at the prom who's gonna be the king?
Y'all could Dexter or Dexter Stuckey. Those are the people on the ballot. Ooh, I can make this. This is good.
I can't stand you. Look, AC McLean said you don't have to sneak a hotel room either. Exactly.
When I was going to my wife's prom, I was gonna buy a hotel room. I wanted to make it that night. I wanted to, because we didn't go to prom together. Technically, we did. We were at prom together because we went to high school.
Okay.
But we weren't each other's prom dates. We would have went to prom. We did the hotel afterward. Oh my god!
I'm trying to think. I didn't do a hotel afterward for my prom.
Fast.
Huh?
Maybe you weren't fast.
No, I wasn't. And a lot of the people who got the hotels room, they was going to go do their drugs. I was a good kid.
He wasn't doing drugs in the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And BC McLean said, don't forget the Courtney theme. Maybe you should do Under the Sea. Well, no, it's winter during your birthday. So I guess Winter Wonderland, you got to do it that way.
The theme was my birthday. That's the thing. What do you mean?
No, we need more than that. We got to put on a theme. We don't know how to get to dress for your birthday unless everybody showed up in wrestling gear. But then it wouldn't be like the prom. Hey, Marjan, baby, you ain't never got to apologize for being late. We happy you here, love bug. What'd you say?
I said afternoon to Marjan. Now we thrown off talking about.
I know. Let's get back into it. We done got into prom, but this is what we do. It makes it interesting, and they be right with us in the comments, and this is why we love y'all. We love you. We really do. Okay, I guess we'll keep it more on some school stuff. Did you hear recently about the story about the football coach who was fired for praying on the field with the athletes? What are your thoughts on this?
When you say praying, do you mean
how that praying, so how usually it's, I guess, well, maybe it's not a common thing to do anymore. We're in a huddle, the coach, he led the team in prayer before the game started, and apparently he was fired for that.
Damn. Bet you won't do that again.
I guess it just all goes into everybody is doing the whole separation of religion and school. I just don't know if the guy deserved to be actually fired for it, though. Definitely maybe some type of reprimandation, or maybe it could have been, hey, we're going to do prayer. If you don't feel comfortable with being a part of this prayer at this time, feel free to bounce. Nobody will think of anything, and then come back when we get the game started.
Yeah, but why couldn't you just do it before you guys got on the field?
I know. I don't.
I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. I don't really like censorship, especially when it comes to somebody's religion. But I really do feel like you kind of have to. like, I think I'm one of those people that, like, I'm going to praise God whenever and wherever and however I want to do it. Like, I'm going to do that. But at the same time, though, like, I do understand, like, boundaries too. Like, there was
Mhm.
where people got up on a plane and they started praying. And it's like, yeah, like, for me, it's like no big deal. I'm Christian, so, like, I'm okay with that. But at the same time, there are people who are Muslim. And if a Muslim person got up and started praying on the plane, I don't think we would be okay with that. I think
Thank you.
we're looking at that sideways and being like, wait, is this a problem? And I just be respectful. We know that if a Muslim person did that, we'd be looking sideways. Even if a Muslim person got on a field playing football and started praying, we'd be looking like, wait a second, what's happening here? So
Mhm.
just give yourself that same side eye and just be like, you know what, let me just keep it back in the back, take care of it. That's not being ashamed of anything or hiding your religion. That's just simply just being respectful of everybody else that's around you and really not inviting any negative press into your situation. There's no
Exactly. And who knows? He probably did this on purpose because why? To gain some traction. Because I'm assuming this is the first time it's ever been done on that football field. Like,
some people
huh?
some people just don't care. Like my mom
Yeah.
would not care. My mom would start praying anywhere. Like that's just who she is. That's what she's gonna do. like no big deal. Like my mom.
Mhm.
So like it could be one of those things he did for his son, but it also may be like I'm this dedicated to my religion and to who I am.
Yeah,
I don't care who sees it.
that's true. But then he got fired for it. So I don't know. I will say I'm on his side with this. I just don't think he should have been fired for anything like this. Definitely maybe some reprimandation with the school board or something, but come on. I mean, unless it's illegal to just prey on schools now, but if that's not the case, I just don't know what the issue was. And like Black Showman said, like I grew up with prayer in school. So
Do you hear that?
the dog.
So no, I mean, like I guess I just kind of look at it in this. They just threw me off. I guess I just kind of in the sense of with the firing, as hard as it is to find teachers these days, most coaches are like they're not brought in from the outside unless it's a college.
No.
High schools, coaches are not brought in from the outside. This is a teacher who or an administrator who works at that school who is then for extracurricular. So like
Mhm.
bring people to that are doing that, that means you're putting the school at a disadvantage. Now there's one less teacher to teach the
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, it's just it's a weird space we're in right now. So
Yeah,
everybody pray for everybody.
Elon is gonna say, Elon is gonna make sure it's okay to kneel on the field, pray on the field, and do whatever else you need to do.
Do it all. Do it all over in the Twitters first.
Can I tell you, yesterday I went to Mission Barbecue, right? And as I was leaving out, I saw this sign on the door, and you know they're like real like patriotic in there and all that stuff. And the sign on the door said, "Stand for the national anthem because we were able to." And I lied to you not. When Colin Kaepernick was like kneeling during the national anthem, people were getting upset about it. I had no idea why. It just didn't make any sense to me. But now I'm like, oh, it's because they feel like it's disrespectful to veterans, and this is how, because a lot of them can't stand up. And I'm like, why didn't y'all just say that? Like I would have got.
Marjan Kavuski actually made a good point. She said Jehovah's Witnesses will tend to step out of class when people are singing happy birthdays in school. So because they don't celebrate holidays. I think the only one that they indulge in, and I might be wrong about this, is Easter. But yeah, I mean, I guess you do what you got to do, adjust your situation. I don't know. We're just in a weird time, and I hate it. I hate it.
Witnesses is that's a wild, like that is wild.
Listen, my brother was Jehovah for a while. I was like, oh, child.
One of my good friends growing up was a Jehovah's Witness, and like he would beg me to ask his mom, can he do stuff like, can he celebrate like Halloween? That was like a big one. I always wanted to celebrate Halloween or whatever, and his mom was just like, no, we don't do that. And like, I mean, like, I don't knock anybody's religion, but I will say that as a child, that killed that boy every single year. Like it did not stop. It was
I'm
hard.
sure. And child, do you know him in adulthood now? He probably king motherfucking Christmas in his house now.
Miserable. He doesn't do any of that stuff now. Like he literally, he has two kids. The kids never celebrate Halloween or anything like that. And I don't even think he's a witness anymore. But it's just, I mean, think about it. He doesn't know what it is. Like you've never celebrated it, so it's kind of like whatever.
Sir, do your little Google search. Don't do that. Get them little Google fingers popping. One thing I did want to mention, y'all know for years this person has been at one point he's gone from husband, but he's not husband anymore. Now you just annoy my soul. And it's the rapper The Baby. The Baby just can't leave the hands off of people. Just recently, I think a couple of days ago, there was a video showing him attacking his own artist on his label called Wisdom. You just took on. Now here's the thing: we don't know what happened prior to, but what I do know is The Baby is super problematic. And how long are we just going to continue to let this go?
I think The Baby is problematic.
I think so. I think,
like,
and I hate to say this because I like him. I think maybe not problematic. I think he feels as though because he skated off on so many different situations that slightly behind in the back of his mind, he can kind of continue to push the envelope. Because he feels as though it's not going to be any like real consequences or repercussions.
I don't know about that. And the reason it is because outside of maybe the Danny Lee stuff, I'm a little unclear about that. Outside of that, I've never really seen The Baby do anything on his own. Like every situation, like he just shot somebody at his house too. Like he literally did last week. All these situations, like he's kind of been put in these situations. Like he never goes out and searches for the problem. Like he literally is the victim in all these situations, and and the way he retaliates, he just comes across much more stronger than these other people. Like for instance, the bowling alley situation, her brother came to fight him. He just so happened to beat her brother up. The shooting situation that just happened at his house, the person jumped on his lawn, his property, and he shot them. Like
that's the only one I'll give him the credit for. Is the shooting situation.
Consistently in these stories, like he's always in some mess. I 100% agree with that. But it's kind of like, yeah, like he's definitely always in some mess. But like you can kind of look at it sometimes and be like, he was kind of provoked in these situations. Like it's always the other person that's coming towards him. And then we can't say that like artists don't get this kind of stuff, because think about it, like he's an artist. These people are gonna try you as much as they can because they want a reaction out of you. And I do think he's a little angry and he does want to like, people or whatever, and he shouldn't, because you see what this turns into.
Yes.
But overall, and outside of the gay slurs on the stage, like that was unprovoked. Like you just
it was.
But I don't know. I kind of do feel like The Baby is, and another thing is we actually were like understanding that The Baby was the victim in these situations. We never had an issue with it until the gay slurs came out. Then after that, like we all kind of flipped on him. Before that, we literally were like, he's the victim in these situations. Like we were saying that. Even the
I want to excuse myself from that because I never said that. I just looked at The Baby. It's like you're always in-ish. I'm not going to sit here and act like you're not purposefully putting yourself in situations to possibly see if something will pop off. Like enough is enough, and we can't just keep constantly rewarding bad behavior. Somebody did say, like, at the end of the day, that's why you have security. Like, if people are really coming at you the way you want us to believe they are coming at you, and I'm poor baby and I ain't did nothing, they just coming to me for no damn reason. Well, let your security handle it then.
Ever puts it out there that he doesn't do anything. I think he what I will say I respect about him is that he acknowledges that this stuff happens. Like he puts it out there. He tells us with the Danny Lee stuff. Like he recorded it and put it out there with this guy who shot him, who he shot. He put it out there. Like he doesn't hide from this stuff. He doesn't lie about it. He literally tells us this is what happened. And I think he does that because he feels like, and I think he kind of is in these situations, provoked.
Yes, well, provoked and untouchable at this point. That's what I gather from it. But just because you say that's what it is doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. And a lot of these incidents, let's be clear, on site, we really don't know what the lead up was. But what I do know is you are the common denominator, baby. And it's been time after time after time after time. So how many more? And again, I am still a fan of The Baby. I love his music. I'm not even going to hold you, but at the same time, are we just going to constantly keep rewarding bad behavior over and over again? Like, when is enough enough?
I don't even listen to his music, but just like situations happen and whatever, and just like looking into it, and I'm like, I don't know if I really feel like it's him anymore. Like I just
I'm gonna have to totally disagree with you on that.
this means that he's stupid because he's the one who's putting it on the internet. But I feel like if he doesn't, somebody else is going to do it, and then they're going to frame the narrative the way they want it to be framed.
They could, but let somebody else doing it, because you posting it out there, especially like the first one. Now, I can understand if other people are posting, then it's like, okay, maybe let me jump on and give my side of things. But with you posting it, it's like you want a round of applause. Listen, I just toot old boy up. Like, come on. Like, you don't need to live like that anymore. You've worked your way. And this is like not just germane to the baby right now we're talking about it, but this is known. Like, it's completely inundated within the hip hop culture. Not all artists subscribe to it, but we've seen the same story over and over again, just different players. And I'm just not understanding, as you fight so hard to get yourself up out of your, underprivileged or, God, your bad situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get there and then you want to still stay in the streets and do the dumb stuff. Like, it's like you're trying to, and I know kind of why they do it, because it's like, I got to protect my street cred, especially if I'm a gangster or I'm pushing that message, but it's stupid. That's very young-minded to feel that way.
I don't even think that's what it is. And I say this as having family members who like are living those kind of lifestyles, whatever. It's easier for us to have not been in that situation to say, like, come on, like you don't live there anymore. You need to grow up. But if you think about it, this has been his life for 25 years. Like, this is it for him. Like, and one of the things my therapist is working with me on is meeting people where they are. And if I'm meeting a person like the baby where he is, I can't have expectations about how he should handle situations, especially when this is all this man knows. All his life he had to fight.
I had to fight my mama.
That's all he knows. Like, that is literally, like, it's kind of like one of those things where, like, we look at situations and we'll see, like, this person got their big break, and then that's when the movie ends. But you don't get to see the next steps after that. And the next steps after that is these people are not going to change. Like, this is who you are. This is your life. The baby is doing what the baby knows how to do.
I just say, I mean, we can continue to entertain it all we want to, but the baby don't be coming looking for the us to get you out of these situations, or us to sympathize with your situation. Because listen, sweetie, listen to baby. I need the baby to knock it off. Sometimes, baby, little toddlers walking around, sometimes you got to pop them on a little hand. Stop. I told you don't touch that fire.
But knock it off. The baby do be knocking them. He knocking their blocks off, like, all the time. Like, he don't stop. And
maybe he should do a tour in like celebrity boxing match, because I feel like the young man has a lot of frustration up in him. Just take another, do some boxing, get the frustration out. It does wonders for you. Just do something, but this can't be it all the time. I want more for him.
Someone said just because you had a bad life doesn't mean you have to do bad all the time. And I don't disagree with that, but also, like, he had a bad life to you. Like, to him, he thinks that this is the norm. A lot of us grew up, and the way we grew up, we think that was perfect. We thought we had a good upbringing. But in reality, if you look at what's acceptable and what's not, a lot of people will get their face cracked if people were like, that's how you grew up? That's not normal.
It's not. And it goes to show, it's like, if this is happening and you're keeping all of these people around you who encourage this behavior or don't do anything to try to check it, like...
I know better.
Huh?
But they may not know no better.
Exactly.
They are. You got to realize, like, people are doing what they think is right. Like, a lot of people don't, when people be like breaking the rules and stuff like that, it's like, us, we're like, oh, you broke the rules there. To them, it's like, no, that's how I eat dinner on Thursday night.
Yeah. And it also has to be people there to do the systems of checks and balances. I know that you don't this is how you do and this is your lifestyle, but we got to let you know this is incorrect. You shouldn't be doing this. But
Yeah.
I guess just keep him in whatever prayer or whatever the case may be. But all I know is if people really want to, like, real change has to come from within. So as long as he is okay with this conversation is going to always be a thing of the baby being in some kind of trouble. So it's just,
Say that people are a product of their environment.
yes, I do believe that, but in adulthood, you can choose to do differently because I'm a
Product. I heard that wasn't a thing. That's what I heard. I did hear that, but that's neither here nor there. I hate when they bring personal stuff into it because it just. Sorry, guys. Somebody told me in Latoya that there's no such thing as being a product of the environment, and I just can't let that go.
woo child, the delusion. The delusion. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
The way people eat is a product of their environment. I think.
You hungry again? Running up them hills, you can't get up it because that's the way you can.
Wait, did you see Nene Leakes with Sue and Bravo?
Child, this is another one. Listen. Nene Leakes to Sue and Bravo. Brett, who was the Hollywood director, speaking out against Sony, how they didn't want. Like, I just don't understand. If it was that much of an issue, why are we just talking about it now?
Wait, Brett Ratner or Michael Bay? I feel like it was Michael Bay.
It's either or. It's either Brett or Michael. Whoever was in charge, whoever directed the franchise of, what is it again, Dex? I'm sorry.
Bad Boys. I think it was Michael.
Yes.
I'm going to look that up. I think it was Michael Bay.
Okay, it was either of the two. So he came out and recently said that when the idea was launched, they did not want the leads to be anybody black. Now,
see, now we would say that they were wrong for saying that, but if we're meeting them, this is my therapist be doing. If we're meeting them where they are, we could understand why they may think that because they're looking at numbers, they're looking at the data, and they don't see black people charting well and doing these breakout films. So, like, if we're meeting people where we are, we kind of have to get some understanding as to where they're coming from.
maybe in personal life, but in this multi-million dollar and this multi-million dollar Hollywood business, we're just going to call it what it is, racism. That's exactly what it was.
That's for sure, 100%. That is racist.
But shout out to Brett or whoever it was, our apologies, who at least later on down the line say something, because let's be clear, when me and Dex, we had kind of talked about it, and I was like, I ain't going to hold you if I get a 3-picture deal. I might be quiet too until them checks stop cashing. And I'm like, let me tell you what happened.
Like it was the Bad Boys came out in like 1998, so it's almost 30 years later, and now you want to speak about this? Like, come on.
He said, I'm making it easy for the next one. Everybody else talking about their business. Why can't I join the party?
My Jen says she likes my therapist.
Yeah, that you might want to bring your therapist on.
I might.
Yeah, if he or she is available.
They're gonna have to pay me.
Huh?
They're gonna have to pay me.
Your therapist is going to have to pay you.
Yeah,
because you give them.
If I go to you to talk, you charge me. So here to talk, you got to pay me.
So we're having payments. Any therapist who'd like to come on the show, we Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, we do it all. So
we do everything but insurance. We're not taking your insurance. You got to pay in advance.
That's the one part. They always get you with that. And that's most people. They be talking about therapy. Either the uninsured or you do have insurance. They'd be like, oh, sorry, we don't take it. So what am I supposed to do, sweetie?
Struggle. wait till you're supposed to do? Your therapy is your Bible.
Yes, get in there, open the Bible.
God is the only therapy that I need.
What did Jesus do?
Exactly.
I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your cousins in this mentality. Please, or get a free session. E.C. McLean said.
Oh, but let me tell you, E.C. When I said E.C. like I'm like we first name.
Yes, because that's your friend.
And you do the free sessions with the therapy and stuff like that. Even the first session, yeah, I'll be trying to get to know you.
really, what can you really get achieved in one session? Like, great for the introductory, but I guess for us, I guess it's a benefit for us, the people who are seeking therapy, because I think it might take just about one session for me to know if you're for me
Oh, that's
or if you're not. So maybe that's the reasoning behind it. Hey, Punch, how you doing, baby? Okay. Dexter, you sent me this story today, and I wanted to like just scream or like leave my body for a second and come right back. So there is this trend happening on TikTok where interracial couples are are getting involved in the challenge. Now, I don't know if this has just been germane just to Black women, but primarily what I have been seeing are Black women in the challenge featuring their white boyfriend or husband or whoever he might be. And on the surface, it seems cool until the subject matter is at hand. In the words of the TikTok challenge, they go, "This is my whoever, my boyfriend, and this is my massa." And the boyfriend is either pulling or holding the girl's hair or holding a piece of clothing, just something to keep her situated. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like,
wait. At first, when I saw it, I didn't think it was funny, but when you describe it, it sounds funny to me. And like now, I get it. It's funny. This is wait.
Nicki Minaj voice, you bitches is brain dead. That's what what is wrong with y'all? That you would sit up there, and mind you, I'm speaking from a person who has dated interracially a time or two in her past. Never have I ever said, "Hey, guess what? Guess what we should do?" Like, what
I think it's
on?
I do think it's called the Massa Challenge.
What is happening? Why is this okay? Why would you see this challenge? And I don't give a damn how young you are. Why would you see this challenge and then say, "Babe, let's do it"? And you kikiing and laughing. I hope a Black ancestor come and haunt this shit and just exercise your ass for you to think that this is okay.
Now, I don't want to play devil's advocate because I do think it's funny, clearly, because I keep laughing at it. So I guess I do think it's funny. I didn't think it was funny when I initially saw it, but now I do. I don't know why. I think it's because the way you're describing it. Like, you make it sound funny to me.
But it is. Like, how I'm describing it is funny, but it's not a funny situation. But go ahead.
Who is more to blame, the girl or the guy? If you had to put the blame on one person, like more, like is the white guy who's been called a master, like worse in this than the woman, the Black woman or minority woman?
I'm going to say the Black woman doing the dumb shit, because every video that I have seen, she has been holding the camera. It's been from her point of view. So yes. I'm sorry, say that again, Dex.
That's the challenge. Like that, like is the woman supposed to hold it and then the guy's supposed to hold them?
Well, you subscribe to the challenge. Either way, they both at fault. But nobody is holding a gun to anybody's head saying, "We better do this motherfucking TikTok challenge. Hurry up and do it." Like, this is disgusting, and it's very problematic. And with everything that we have experienced within these past few years, everything that we have been fighting for and against, even just recently, we saw Ketanji Brown get dragged by members of Congress. And as a Black woman, you decide to get up and say, "F all of that. I'm gonna do this fun massa challenge with my white boyfriend."
Okay, now let me ask you this question, because a lot of people are saying that the Black women are the ones that are definitely in the wrong here. Now, let me ask y'all this: what if the white boyfriend put up one of those black squares on like June 2nd to stand in solidarity with Black culture? Doesn't matter.
It does. That does nothing. Nothing. It does not matter. I don't give a damn what you put up there. I don't give a damn if you put a video up there with you beating a racist ass. It doesn't matter.
What if the white boy in the video says that he voted for Obama and he would have voted for him for a third time?
I don't.
Or what if he say he watched Blackish?
They didn't cover this on Blackish, so I didn't see it would be a problem.
They're going off of me.
Sick of you.
I'm sorry.
And Tabisi McLean says, yet another reason why we have to teach complete history. And normally I would say that if it might have been fully like the shoe on the other foot, if it was like a bunch of white kids, well, maybe not even that, because we see them do racist stuff. But the fact that it's coming from Black women, if I found out my daughter or any member of my family is doing this dumb shit, I'm pulling up to the house, bring your ass outside. And since you want to post everything on social media, bring your TikTok up live so I can sit there and whip on your ass so everybody can see this. Let's make this shit go viral. That's what the hell we going to do.
What if the white guy in the video uses a pound of sugar in his Kool-Aid? What's that make it acceptable? What if he calls it sweet potato pie and not pumpkin pie? Let me stop. I'm sorry.
You really need help.
I want the vice president.
Well,
see now, let me just.
We sure it ain't one out?
Could you? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. But let me just say, these girls are doing it in the TikTok video. There are other ways to do this. Ex-Kamala.
I mean, what we do, Mano said last week he's with the shits. So apparently there's this whole underworld of this being done. Maybe we are the crazy ones. And this is a thing, and maybe we should just get over it. I don't know, but this shit is stupid. Like,
Can I say one more?
Oh my God, go Dexter.
Like, what if the white boyfriend knows how to do the electric slide?
Dexter, go call your therapist. Bring your therapist the fuck back.
I gotta keep these girls where they are. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I am.
The girls where they are. This is not it. Okay. So we're going to put. Wait, y'all need to be on here every night. Come on, Pinnacle. We gonna do it. We need them checks to match up. But eventually, y'all keep pushing, following, subscribing, showing up, engaging with us. We working on this to be the full-time gig. Okay, and we will see y'all every damn day. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. Keep the faith. But when it does come, you won't be seeing none of them racist challenges.
Unless that's what y'all into, then we'll do it again. I'm just kidding.
Unless there's a what?
I said unless y'all into it, then we'll do it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know why. I'm really in such a good mood today, and that's why I'm acting so stupid. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna be quiet. But what if the white boyfriend?
The call strategy said just to get numbers for people to do it. Remember the crates challenge. Yeah, that's right. But if you want to get out there and bust your ass and possibly cause injury, let's go ahead and do it. But to just shit on a whole like culture and a history of people, and like, let's be clear, if it wasn't for them, you would not be here today. What? Slaves, mount up, our ancestors, mount up, pull up on these motherfuckers and make the shit happen, because I don't understand this. I don't get it. You would never see Jewish people getting on TikTok making like videos or challenges called the oven fucking challenge. Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? This is so embarrassing. Stop doing this.
Overall, though, I think that it's weird because like we're not that far removed from slavery.
Yes.
but because people have never experienced it, and people, which is a great thing that they didn't, but people have never experienced it, and like they maybe don't have anybody in their family who directly experienced slavery. It feels like something that you're reading in a history book. So it doesn't feel like, it doesn't connect to you. It doesn't like feel like it hits you. So like that's why these people can like find a way like to laugh at this and stuff. But like I don't know, like I know family members who were slaves, so it's kind of like this is not, it's not funny. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
raw. Not even, I mean, like sure, it's like a TikTok thing, whatever. It's dumb. That's what y'all do. People can laugh,
yeah.
whatever. But it's like the mentality that you have. That's the part that's heartbreaking to me. Like that is insane.
And you know one thing about TikTok, because I do believe don't they subscribe to some type of censorship when it comes to certain things too? Like they won't allow, huh?
When they feel like it.
Yeah, when they feel like it. Well, why wasn't this? So they're okay with just getting up there and okay, making yourselves look bad. Oh well,
Those things that like I don't think this should be TikTok's responsibility, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Things like that, I think TikTok should allow those things to be put out there, because I guess it's uncomfortable to look at. But then there's conversations like this where we're looking at like people think like that and act like that, and it needs to be addressed. If TikTok, all these people block this stuff every time it comes up, we'll never see it. And these people will literally be in their homes and in their hometowns living like this and acting like, and they need to be called out.
Yes, I'm sorry. We're just in the state. If you see the bullshit, call it the hell out. Because if people don't start stepping up and like really checking, or at least saying, like vocally saying this is wrong, it will continue to happen. And part of it, I think it will continue to happen, but not as much as it would prior to. So that's where we're here, to just bring a system of checks and balances to the culture. I don't want Trump back on the internet, child. Well, he might be.
At the end of the day, though, like, yeah, you don't have the actual person, Donald Trump, on the internet, but there's a million Donald Trumps out there, and they're all, and because of him, like, he's released them, and they out here.
Very true. Two more things real quick. Surviving Trey Songz. How he not in? What's going on? Who does he know? Who you got? Who you got something on, Trey? Because we've been hearing stories of Trey Songz for a while, just somewhat being in the business for years. Somebody told me, you don't want to mess with Trey Songz. I'm like, what? What you mean? No, listen. You don't want that life. Well, just a few days ago, another video came out, and it was a while ago, probably at the height of his career at the time. And they're at a party, and he's just standing next to this woman. Next minute, he goes, grabs her shirt, and her titty pops out, and everybody in the room is just laughing, including him. And you can look at the girl's face and see like there's some type of like nervous laugh to it, but she goes and hides her titty. What's happening? BB Rexa said 2 to 3 years ago that Trey Songz got very inappropriate with her at one of the shows, just went up to her, pinned her up against the wall, and just kissed her out of nowhere. What's happening? What do you think? Why do you think Trey Songz just keeps getting, it seems as if he's getting passes? Like it'll come up, get some media attention, and then it'll go away quickly.
Well,
what's up with that?
I mean, I think that it kind of just reminds me of like the stuff with the baby again. Like these are actions that you've done, and I don't even want to use the word gotten away with, but there are actions that were deemed acceptable, and it seemed like it was acceptable and people didn't have an issue with it. And like, to be clear, there are some people who don't have an issue with what he's doing. There are a lot of women who are okay with this treatment. They don't think that it's bad, and it's probably women who were seemingly okay with it than ones who kind of like gave him the side eye. And I think that's kind of evident with the Keke Palmer stuff, because like when out against him, he was shocked by it, and he publicly said something after she said it. Like she said, you made me uncomfortable, and he's just like, but you were able to leave. Like, and I think that not trying to defend him or defend what's happening or whatever, but there is a reason that this stuff is consistently happening. And it could be like a mental illness kind of thing. Could be where he just feels entitled, but it also could be one of those things where like nobody's ever really called him out on it, or not called him out on it. There's so many people that are around him that see this activity and they don't say anything, or they may at it, or his family might have participated in it. We just don't know. And like, you know, I think it's one of those things that like we can scream and all day long. We can say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But he's here now. He's 30 something years old.
Yeah.
To him, this is kind of like, no, I've always done this. Like, this is the norm for me. It would be like with me and you, like we're doing a podcast and somebody's like, you really can't be doing a podcast. We'd be looking like, I can't do a podcast because like this is the norm for us. And I think that his behavior, and let's be clear, like treating women any kind of way is not something that was always frowned upon.
Very true.
Very recent that that's been frowned upon, and a lot of men look at it when women are complaining about, like, you know, like how they're being treated. A lot of men look at it like, well, she's not complaining, these women never complain, this has never been an issue that I've ever had to face before, so it's on you, not on me.
So this is what I will say to somewhat when it comes to that, and we're starting to see this in the Meg Thee Stallion situation. When people are saying they have been offended against, we have to start taking some of these accusations a bit more seriously. Not saying that you have to jump to somebody's defense, but at least take some time and give it a bit of a gander, because we're thinking about when Keke Palmer, there was nothing wrong with what this girl did. You have infringed upon my boundaries. I let you know that this made me uncomfortable, and you don't like the reaction that I gave you of my discomfort. And because you didn't like it when it came out on socials that this is what was done, and everybody looked at Keke like, oh, you're crazy, you doing the most, everybody at the party was having a good time, she's tripping. And then years later, we clearly see that Keke was not lying in any way, shape, or form. Go ahead.
He never said that she was, though.
No, he didn't.
That's the part to me that sticks out the most. It's one thing, like R. Kelly said that these women were lying. Like that, he was adamant. Bill Cosby said that these women were lying. They were adamant about these women lying, which means you knew what you were doing is wrong. You knew that because you said it's not true. And it was. Trey Songz, he's not doing that. He's not saying that these women are lying or that they're wrong. Like, he literally said to Keke Palmer, you're clout chasing, this, that, and the third. You were able to leave. He acknowledged that she was in the house. He acknowledged an extra with her or whatever. He never said that she's lying. And I think that part is kind of scarier because that means you don't see an issue with what you're doing.
No. But here's the thing. So with that said, he knows there's an issue with it. It's just that there's been a lot of people who are now like checking him for the ish. And the reason why I say it's an issue, because your creepy stuff, why haven't you done any of that on public in your performances? Why aren't any of these type of situations ingrained in your music videos? If I really don't think I'm doing anything wrong, why are you somewhat hiding the behavior?
But it is, though. Like, in his music videos, it is in his performances. Like, and the crazy part about it, the women do it. Like, there are videos, songs on the stage performing, and women are pulling his pants down. Like, that's happened. Like, So, like, if you're doing that, if a woman is doing that to him, like, she's literally pulling the man's pants down, grabbing his penis and stuff like that. If this stuff is happening, like when I went to the R. Kelly concert, there was an adult woman who went up and gave this man a cake. Like, she picked up a cake and like took it to him. That means you like bought a cake and you took it to the arena to give to R. Kelly. And it's things where it's just like, I personally think this stuff is dead wrong. Like, it's not appropriate. It's sick to be. But at the same time, though, there are way too many people, men and women, who are complicit in these actions. There are people who, when they Palmer and the BB Rexa stuff, they say, I wish that was me. And I'm sure
I wish it's sad.
Him that I wish you would have done that to me. And it's kind of, yes, I'm sure he thinks now that he's like, oh, this may not be appropriate, just because people, like a lot of people are speaking out about it now. But when people weren't speaking out about it and there was no issue with it, it's kind of like, this is the norm. Like, I don't know why. And it's crazy when you think about it, honestly.
I guess it just all goes back to consent. Like, it's one of those things with all artists. Like, even to like your life, the real life is not a damn music video. Like, some of these people, because it's so funny, because I remember when the BB Rexa thing came out, and I thought about a scene like that you would see that in a music video.
Right.
But usually in the music video, we kind of have some context. The guys and girls, they're looking at each other. You can tell there's a feeling there, and they are both consenting people.
You guys are working together to create this project. Like you guys,
Yeah.
it's like if you guys aren't doing a music video together and this stuff is happening. But then again, if you think about it, a lot of this stuff, it happens on music sets and stuff like that all the time. And it's just like, after the shoot is over, I'm going to have sex with you and I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And a lot of times these women, like, they like it, they enjoy it. I remember, I don't know if it was Trey Songz or Miguel, but after they performed at my college together, they performed in my college, and there were a group of women who got in their car
Wow.
with them, and then the artist, and I think it was Miguel, the artist left the girls at the Wawa. But at the end of the day, and people were like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. But you were in that car. Like, you put yourself in that position to, who knows what's going to happen. And I don't like to victim blame. I don't like that.
I'm with you.
I don't. And I feel like as a man, I feel like I do that often in a sense of, and I feel like men naturally like blame the women because we're just kind of like, well, why would you put yourself in that position? But there are some positions and some people that, like, you just have to, like, know better. And like getting in a car with an artist, you're not inviting this stuff at all. You don't want this.
No.
You don't want it at all. But at the same time, though, like, what does he want? What is he looking into? And it's kind of like, it's like we're driving. When you're driving, you got to watch out for you, but you definitely got to still. And if you are getting involved with these artists and stuff, you got, you know what your intentions are, but you got out there too, because you just never know.
It's true. And it's all about, you have to make better choices for self. And if you, like you said, you commit to something and I'm going to do it, but most people will just do it of the excitement, not thinking about the possibilities that go down. They're not thinking about safety measures. Well, if something happens, let me text this person or send this person my location so you'll know exactly where I'm at if something ever happens. So what you said is 100% right. Like, people need to start taking more accountability for their own actions, but with that, so for your choices. But also with that said, kind of like no means no. It's not excusing bad behavior for the other, but at the same time, in a lot of situations, people only do to you what you allow them to do. And I guess in those situations, especially like the girl who, I mean, seeing her, that was an embarrassing moment. And maybe in that moment, because everybody around you was laughing and they're thinking this is a good old time. So you're like, when it happens in a moment, people really don't know how you're going to react until the situation arises. Yeah. So I can clearly see that girl, there was some nervousness to it, and maybe she felt like if she vocalized her insecurity or what happened, it would take the party in a different direction. But what I say to that, you have to be more like, kind of like Kiki, damn whatever direction this damn party is going in. You violated me. Like, you violated me, and I have to vocalize it, because if I don't vocalize it in the moment, there's going to be another girl who's going to come right behind me, and the same exact thing is going to happen if she feels some type of way about it in the moment. Yep. So I just think more people need to step up, and if you feel offended, if you feel like somebody is violating you, say it in that damn moment.
Yeah, but even with the Keke Palmer stuff, and Keke Palmer's a star, she's a celebrity, so if she has more like footing to stand on than anybody else would in general, like than standard women. But even with her, she put it out there, and like she went on Wendy Williams' show. And Wendy Williams is a woman who has survived sexual abuse herself, and she told her that she was doing too much.
Yes, she damn sure did.
And it's just kind of like, and Keke Palmer held her ground or whatever, but like that damage is already done now.
Yes.
Like, when you put that out there, when you say, like, this is what happened to you, this is your experience, and so anybody dismisses it, for her, if it happened again, she may not be as vocal, because it's like, well, damn, look what happened when I did it this time. But I'm trying to protect her. I just think it's hard. It's hard. Sure.
It's very hard. I just look at it, especially for some people. Somebody said, Marjan said, I think we should stand up for women. We definitely should, especially in the moment. I'm even thinking of in that moment of the girl, and I'm just going off the video that I saw because we didn't see what happened with Kiki. But just to see her out there like that, and for not one woman in that room to be like, hold up, like,
Or,
you okay? Or just come and aid this woman
or
in this time.
even one man in that room. Like, you don't even have
Yeah.
and fight with him. Like, the thing is, and I feel like this is where we really like need to do better. You don't have to argue and fight with a person to be on their side. Like, when that happened, just simply going up to the girl and be like, "Are you okay?" You
Are
don't
you fine?
think to him. You could just say to the girl, "Are you okay? Do you need me?
Hmm.
Do you want me to walk you out of here? Do you want to leave?" Stuff like that is very simple to do. Like, I feel like we have a mindset where it's like, protect women. You need to protect these women means you need to go punch Trey Songz in the face.
No.
That would help anybody. But I think giving this woman the attention and forgetting about him, I think that would be helpful. And
Yeah.
I saw nobody even did that.
And set the example for the room. Sometimes most people, it's a brave thing to step up and say that, but it needs to be said. It needs to be addressed. But people are so concerned. I'm at a Trey Songz party or whoever party, and I don't want to look like don't be all uncool. I don't want to look like the uncool person, so I'll just go with it. But we're just in a state where shit is trash, and people just need to really start like taking care of one another. Like, we really do. Just because somebody might be a stranger to you, they're still a person. And if you see somebody in a situation that it's like, okay, this would make me feel uncomfortable, I'm looking at their face, I'm seeing the body language, let me jump in and just make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want to end on bad stuff, but with the Meg Thee Stallion thing, recently, just I think it was today, she did an interview with
Yeah.
was it Gail?
Uh-huh.
Okay, with Gail, and she went over again what happened at the night of the shooting. I mean, what I find weird on socials are people are still acting like this man did not shoot her. And I just thought we were in a space of, we all kind of know that he shot her. Like, who else can it be? I mean, especially after we learned that Kelsey was the first one who sent the text message to the security guard.
Kelsey is her friend who was in the car.
Yes. Yes, thank you for Dex for giving context. Who sent them, the text to the security guard saying that Tory shot Megan. We need help, or whatever the case may be. And then it was something else. Oh, Tory, and we hear him saying, "Please don't tell anybody. I'll give you $1 million." I might be wrong, maybe in my mind, because I've heard it all damn day.
He said it. She said that that's what he said to her.
Okay. All right. So it's like, you knew in that moment you've done something wrong. Like, I just don't understand how people in this day and age, like, where you kind of see everything that's the obvious, how yet you still are like, free Tory. Tory ain't do nothing. Tory is innocent. He fucking shot somebody, and it wasn't in self-defense. What is wrong with y'all?
I mean, I think a lot of it is like, we're very desensitized to a lot. And I don't think Megan has done herself any favors either throughout this whole ordeal. Like, like, taking shots, no pun intended. You consider taking shots at him. Like she's done, like, the first song she released after this, at the beginning of it, they're shooting a gun, and then she starts to rap over it. This last song she just released this past Friday is this song to Tory Lanez. And I'm not saying that this means...
Wait, was it this song to Tory?
I mean, it's like a lot of, like, calling some guy, like, a B word and all that kind of stuff like that. Like, it's kind of obvious that she's talking about him in this situation.
Okay.
And it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, you can't release a song like that. I don't care what happened to you. You can't release a song like that, like poking fun at the person who did something to you, and then expect me to give you sympathy a couple days later. Like, that, to me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I do understand controlling your narrative and everything like that, but you got to, because you can't be the victim and then at the same time, which is what she was, only, but then you want to be this triumphant superstar talking about it in this song. Like, to me, like, you're kind of playing both sides of the field here. And
I see what.
And it's not, for me, it's not that I don't believe Meg Thee Stallion. I do. I mean, somebody shot the girl. Like, even if somebody shot her. So, like, I do believe that she was shot. I absolutely believe that in her foot. I do believe that. But I also believe that you're not going about this the right way. I don't think you're talking about this trial situation at all until it goes to trial. Because it seems like both him and her are both more focused on the court of public opinion and
Yes.
not the actual court. And I
Yeah.
think see then a lot of people don't take the situation serious because
I think it's one of those situations, especially with the music and stuff. And I know people are saying, well, this is our life, so I'm going to write about the things that happened to me and her. She does have her own pen. But let's be clear, you're still in the middle of a case. When it comes to this music, y'all need to keep this situation off of your pen until it goes to trial. Now, for whatever reason, she does have advisors around her. For whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea to get up there with Gayle King and talk about it. So if you're going to talk about it and you want to maintain that level of sympathy, just do, or not sympathy, but empathy. You want the public to empathize with you. Just maybe do, once you see it piling up, I wouldn't even take it to social media. I would do a professional interview like she did with Gayle or whoever your interviewer of choice. But you're absolutely right. When we just see you, because to me, in my eyes, I'm sorry, Tory Lanez is just trash. Like you shot, and mind you, I'm sure they were all drunk and intoxicated, and you do dumb shit when you are drunk. But I'm sorry, it's never, I don't know how drunk you have to be, especially a man, to pull out your gun and shoot a woman and tell her to dance, bitch, before you shot her because you thought the shit was funny. And we know it was Tory Lanez. So, like, even on top of that, I still don't understand why people are looking at, oh, I'm Team Tory. Like, at the end of the day, this man shot this fucking woman or whoever it was, woman, man, dog, cat, whatever. They shot them for nothing or because they thought it was funny in that moment. That's not okay.
But also, I think that part needs to be addressed a little bit too, because like, hey, when we look at it, it's like there was no reason for him to shoot her. I mean, like, I don't know what their conversation was in the car. I get that you were drunk, whatever, but like, what was the reason behind it? And when she speaks about it, she's like, there was no reason behind it. I didn't put my hands on him, this, that, and the third. But we don't know that. We don't know. And I think that's the part that's a little hard for people to grasp, because it's just like the same way how you're like, what, like, that doesn't make any sense for him to do that to her. I think other people who are fans of him are looking at it like, why would he do that? Like, what does he have to gain out of that? And she actually didn't make that clear at all. Like, to me, when she was talking, it kind of just seems like he just picked the gun up and started shooting at her because he was drunk. I don't think that that's the full story. It doesn't feel like the full story.
I really feel like the full story is everybody was drunk, and I know they were high and some other shit was going on. It probably was like a dare type situation. And these are just speculations, like a dare type situation. But at the end of the day,
that's the problem. You're not getting, Megan from the beginning of this has not given us a very clear story, and she's speculate. Like, we've been speculating about this since it happened. Like, that's,
I feel what you're saying.
Speculating. We need to know the facts of what happened. And she gets upset and she's like, nobody believes me, this, that, and the third, because we don't understand the story. It don't make sense.
I just feel like in this regard, I don't need to understand the full story. I just know that there was a woman who was standing there defenseless or whatever. It's not like she had a weapon or like they were shooting at each other.
But what if she did? What if the gun was her gun? You know what I mean? Like, what if she pulled the gun on him? Like what if he had the gun and she started pulling it, and that's how the shooting happened? Like, it's just too much, and it's like it's not clear enough for me. It just because if what she's saying is true, like he just picked up the gun and started shooting like that I don't know. That just seems.
I definitely don't think it was one of those situations. I'm Tory Lanez. We're all in the car having a good time, and I'm going to take the gun and shoot her. I do think. Well, she did say he tried to stop her from leaving because everybody else wanted to stay, and I guess she wanted to go. But all of it, it's just I'm just going to have to stick with, no, you shouldn't. You're fucking adults. Why are you playing with guns? Like, this does not make, in that regard, doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just like, no matter what has happened or what the lead up happened in that moment, there were fucking adults there playing with firearm that could have really killed somebody. Now, from what I can tell, Megan ain't shoot nobody. What I do know is that Tory Lanez or somebody else in there shot somebody and could have possibly caused real harm to this person. Whoever pulled that trigger, there needs to be some justification and ramifications for the decision that you made. Because I'm looking at it like if she was my family, if this was my sister, oh, it's going to be a problem. Sister, cousin, a friend of mine, some shit go down like this, it's going to be a problem. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
But don't you think it's odd that nobody else in the car is saying anything? Like, her friend is not saying anything. Tori's not really saying anything. Like in this situation, I'd want to put the entire truth out there, line by line, everything that I remember. The fact that nobody's saying anything, like, kind of speaks volumes, to be honest with you. Like, there's more to this story than what Tori is saying, and definitely more to the story than what Megan is saying. And again, I think that's the reason why it's so hard for people to believe her.
Meanwhile, who was it? Kylie Jenner hosted it. You still don't hear her name in none of the bullshit. Just
see
that Kardashian machine, child.
Because it's kind of like, why am I getting involved in this? Like, y'all don't even know what's going on in here or whatever. So I'm gonna leave it alone too.
Well, I think she probably said, don't come to me about nothing. I wasn't in the car when the shit happened. Yeah, the party happened at my house. They were saying that he was flirty with other people. But at the end of the day, from what we gather, you're leaving a party. Where does the guns come from? Like, I'm just confused. Were you robbed? Was your life being threatened? Where there's a tussle in the car and you grab the gun for like self-defense? Because let's be clear, she a stallion. She tower over his ass. But at the same time, security was there.
She said,
it's just too much. That girl ain't deserved to get shot. And I'm just going to call it that.
I can't say, I don't think anybody deserves to get shot, but I just don't want to like put any definitive statements out. But she said she was outside of the car. This part was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
She said she was outside of the car and he stood up on the and he stood up on the window. Like, is he really that short? It's insane. Oh wait, F and Buster, who by the way he's a host of the Bex and Buster show on Q102.
Buster?
I did Jay-Z cut ties, and honestly, that's been a big thing with Megan Thee Stallion too. There's a lot of people in the industry who have like they want nothing to do with her.
She just won't stop talking, and that's one of the issues. And let's talk about Jay-Z cutting it. The Rock Nation, it's a well-oiled machine. And of all the hip-hop, I want to say, labels out there, they run a pretty tight ship over there. You really don't hear a lot about their artists being, like, super problematic. So I could see them like, hold on, what the hell is going on here?
Now, this is off topic, but if Rock Nation runs such a tight ship, how did your friend Jason Lee get into that brunch? Because I remember he was at the Rock Nation brunch. I'd like to know how he got in there.
Because, at that time, sometimes they just be letting anybody in. You got a little buzz, but you don't have a buzz. That's the thing. If you ain't got a little buzz, but you see Beyonce, she said, what's he doing here?
they gotta tighten up at the front desk. I heard they
what? You wasn't on the list? Maybe Jason hopped over the fence. That could have been it.
Maybe.
So, but for anybody who can't get into, just make sure your name is on the list, get your contacts together, all that good stuff. So,
if I come to the brunch, you tell me I'm not on the list, then you ain't gonna have no party.
You ain't gonna have no party? Because you just gonna walk in?
No, I'm gonna shut it down.
Gotta put on your Sunday best, because isn't the brunch always on a Sunday too?
Mm-hmm. Saturday.
I'm going. Well, Jason Lee made a way. His name probably wasn't on no list either, and he made it happen. You know what they do. Hey, you see somebody walking that you know me. I'm outside. Come and get me.
Hey, man, I would call the fire department. Like, oh my God, there's a fire over here. I'm gonna ruin your party. You better let me in.
You better let me in, or I'll get the whole thing shut down. I'll call it's a fire. Fire! Just yell fire and run. I love it. Okay, shit. We probably almost at 2 motherfucking hours at this point. We just be talking. But anywho, this is a good time, a moment to end the show. Thank y'all. So, Jason Lee still think the queen is dead.
And he still never apologized for that too.
He said, I said what I said. She dead. Oh, she not dead? Okay, good for that. And she what?
He just let it go. It's like, okay, well.
All right, because what you want me to do? I was wrong. I'm not going to just keep sitting up here talking about it. I was wrong, but I trended for a good some time, so I got what I wanted at the end of the day anyway. Thank you. And I'm what did he say? And how the hell did he end up
Go ahead, say that because I got one more comment. Then like we'll do
with Kanye?
Speaking of
Manager Kanye.
Kanye West, did you notice that Kanye West currently does not? Oh Jesus, he does not have an album to push or a Netflix documentary to push, and we have not heard from Kanye West. So he mysteriously found his chill when he had nothing to push. How ironic.
Super unproblematic. Super during this time.
The issue, him and Pete and Kim dating, it don't bother you no more, nothing like that. You just everything's fine in Kanye world. Interesting.
Very interesting.
I'll be trying to tell you, y'all be getting wrapped up in these people's stuff, and I'm like, they're they know what y'all gonna they know y'all gonna get into it.
You take it on as it's your own issues. You internalize it. Stop doing that because you're just making these people money. Have a short little blurb about it, but when people get so emotional, why are you doing this? Kanye and them don't know you.
Yeah, and Kanye, no, Kanye does know you. He knows exactly what you're going to do.
What you're going to do.
Like you always do. And then y'all did it. Y'all felt, not you guys personally, but y'all felt fun and bought the albums and stuff like that. And the thing is, I don't even think he cares about album sales. He just wants the attention. No. He wants to be on the headlines. And y'all give him the headlines.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that said, headlines by what? There was another show. Wasn't there another show that you did a couple times?
No.
Where is it? Is it still running?
Talking about not me.
You were involved with some podcasts before.
So I do so many podcasts, I can't even.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this must have been the one that fell by the wayside early.
Fell by the wayside. I might have helped somebody do something that fell by the wayside, but it wasn't mine.
You don't have no banner up? You want to invest in the banner up in your pocket?
I am gonna get. She's calling me out because I never bought my banner. I'm gonna do it. Can we go?
I mean, you can always get your little.
So nasty.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate everybody pulling up and video and engaging and just showing us love. And like we say, we might have a small following, but
it's a mighty.
What?
We have a small following, but it's a mighty one.
Again, 4 million followers, and we will always close with that.
and again,
but our following is engaged. They're engaged.
Engaged, and we're not always here to follow trends. Sometimes
we're not. Sometimes you got to make the trends. Sometimes you got to follow them. I prefer to be on the making of them, but hey, just everybody don't feel comfortable in that realm of creating trends. So stick to what you know. Man. Have a good one, everybody. We love you. Thank you for just dealing with our shenanigans. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube. You can find it under Chocolate Divinity or Latoya Charleston. You will find it there. Yeah, thank you guys for pulling up. YouTubers, we love you. And you guys are amazing. Thank you, Soul Aquarius, baby. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And we will see you next week.